Daniel, it's so good to see you back in the points.
Thank you, Lawrence.
I just saw you chat to Lando earlier about how tricky it was out there with the wind.
Yeah, it was certainly tricky. I mean, we don't expect it to not be tricky, but it was at times very tricky. And just, kind of just talking about how it's so hard to be consistent. Like, sometimes I would have like half a second swings from one lap to the next. And then I'd say, my tyres are dead. And then 2 laps later, I was able to then get back down to a lap time. So it was really still very tricky and not always that easy to understand what exactly you're going to get or what's going on. But the winds can affect that. But, I think also the way the tyres kind of went off today, it seemed a clear 2-stop quite early in the race, where I think everyone probably thought a 1-stop was likely today. So certainly had to adapt a bit on the fly, but I say adapt, we're also prepared for different scenarios. But ultimately I think it was decent to get in the points, but didn't have like some strengths of yesterday's races, didn't quite have that today, couldn't quite get the car where I wanted in a few corners where I was happy yesterday. Obviously the track changed a bit with also the rain this morning, so not sure it made life easier, but anyway, I think we put up a solid race. Nothing to spray champagne over, but I think a bit of damage limitation on a circuit which proved tricky for us this weekend.
Do you kind of leave thinking that there's still plenty of work to do across all areas, really, just to get this car into a window that you're happy with? Yeah,
there is, and to be honest, until we're winning, there's probably always going to be work. But still obviously a bit more on my side to just, a lot of the time it's so on the edge that it's just hard to read, I think, as well, and that explains some of the like inconsistency with lap times and stuff like that. We'll keep chipping away. I think Le Castellet will show completely different kind of challenges, if you will. But I'm looking forward to going there. Looking forward to a week off. I'm glad there's no triple header, not for a while at least. Especially the sprints. I love the sprints, but they are a bit more like intense the weekend. So, I'm glad we get a weekend off.
Fernando, that must have been one of your hardest 4 points.
Yeah, it was a very good race in terms of pace. I felt much faster than the cars around, which is always a good sign. Yeah, and at the end, I was fighting for P6 when we stopped, or that was the target. I was just behind Lando and with a fresh set of tires, so that could have been quite easy. And then we have to double stop. I had huge vibrations on that set of tires and I have to stop once again. So I did 2 stops in 2 laps and I finished P10. So instead of 5th and 6th today, we are 5th and 10th. So it hurts a little bit now.
If you can get on top of the reliability issues, you must be encouraged that this package is pretty quick anyway.
Yeah. Should be quite fun.
Hey Joe, you gave it a go going long in the first stint just to try and get something back, and I guess it just didn't quite work out today, did it?
No, obviously with the hard tyre, first time trying it this weekend, we're struggling with the pace. So big offset compared to yesterday on the median, and I was thinking maybe something was wrong, but then when we put the median back on the final stint, the car was working pretty strongly again. So probably the ideal scenario to have a 2 set of median instead of 2 set of hard. So for me, it was very struggling just to even having more graining on the harder compound. So that just compromised our race. So
But still, I guess good to get some extra mileage in as you're just trying to build up on this. I know it wasn't the points finish you would have wanted, but mileage is always good, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously it's firstly good to be back in the car, and hopefully in Paul Ricard we don't have to talk about Silverstone anymore. We talk about Spielberg, so it's a good thing. And then on the other hand, I think this weekend, we show a reasonably good speed, but even though this track didn't really suit us at the end, we struggled a little bit with the pace overall. And today I think the strategy probably didn't play out of our hand today. So we take that into a lesson and just try to learn from that from now on.
Hey Esteban, you got a smile on your face. I can't think why. You must be delighted.
Thank you, Lawrence. I think it's been an awesome weekend. From the beginning, really, from qualifying to sprint quali to the Grand Prix. I think we optimized the performance and get the maximum out of it. From the beginning. So 13 points in total is really solid operation out of this weekend, and yeah, we can be pleased with how it went.
I know you might have been a little bit worried after what happened yesterday, and they had the problem in the car. So great on a reliability perspective that you got through unscathed.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's never great, to have such problems. But as I said, I did trust the team, and they fixed the problem. We run a race with no issues at all, and we were almost gonna finish in front of George. It was quite close, and I believed that at it, at one point. But yeah, we still have a bit of work to do in that regard.